Hello everybody, my name is Grace. Welcome to my channel. And I just wanted to do a quick check-in today because we are smack in the middle of July, smack in the middle of the Book Junkie Trials, and I wanted to tell you guys kind of where I'm at and what's going on. So, I am actually, let's see. So, I filmed a big Book Junkie Trial TBR video. If you want to go check that out, you totally can. That will kind of just explain what the Book Junkie Trials are and why I'm reading what I'm reading and what I'm attempting to do this month. And so if you're interested, go check that out. Book Junkie Trial status update. I have finished Aurora Rising, which was the very first book on my Book Junkie Trials reading TBR. I liked Aurora Rising. I think I would give it 4 out of 5 stars. It was a lot of action, a lot of adventure, a lot of science fiction action. There's people with mind powers, and it was just, it was a thrill ride for sure. It's science fiction. I loved it. However, I knocked off a star because there's at least like 6 different perspectives in this book. Like, there's so many perspectives that you read from, and sometimes the perspective will change, but like the chapter didn't change. And sometimes like I'll miss the paragraph situation where the chapter changed, and then I'd forget whose head I was in, and I would get really confused, and I'd have to go back and I actually had to go back and like try and figure out whose head I was in a couple different times, like at least 10 times while I was reading this book, because it was just really, really confusing the way the perspectives changed. And a lot of the perspectives actually did sound the same, so you couldn't really tell whose head you were reading from just by reading the writing style. So there was that, and it got really confusing in parts, just trying to figure out whose head I was reading from, or in whose head I was in, like which characters. So I did knock off a star for that. But other than that, there's so much action. There's pirates, there's a black market space station, there's so many fun, exciting things in this book. There's this badass squad that kind of forms together, and I loved it. I did. So 4 out of 5 stars to Aurora Rising. Definitely keeping this one around. Oh, I'm definitely going to pick up the next books when they come out. I do want to continue with this series. It was fun enough, and the characters were interesting enough for me to want to keep going on this series. Even though like I do have some complaints about the whole perspective issue thing. So then after Aurora Rising, I picked up To Kill a Kingdom, you guys. Oh my god. To Kill a Kingdom? Oh my god. This was a really good book. Okay, so this is basically like a Little Mermaid retelling, all except a lot darker, and it's more accurate as opposed to like more of like the mythology behind mermaids, where like mermaids and sirens, like they try and steal those souls and the hearts of humans, and they drag them underwater, and they rip their hearts out. Like, this was like a dark retelling of The Little Mermaid. Oh my god, this was such a good book. Like, these characters were so well written, the plot line just moved so smoothly. Just everything about this book I completely freaking loved. Like, I completely freaking loved it. Like, 5 out of 5 stars. I have no complaints whatsoever. Like, not a single complaint for this book at all. Like, at the end I was like excited, and I was screaming, and I was just like, oh my god. Like, I don't know, like this was probably I don't want to say it's the best book I've read all year, but I almost want to say it's the best book I've read in a while. And I've read some like really good ones that I've really liked, but this one kind of took the cake. And like, as soon as I finished reading it, I wanted to just pick it up and reread it again. Like, seriously, that's how good this was. I was like, I want to read that again right now, you know. That's how good this was. I freaking loved this one. Okay, so currently where I'm at is I am smack in the middle of Middle Game by Shauna McGuire. I am enjoying Middle Game. I am moving through it a little slower than I hoped. I was hoping to be done with it already, and to be on to my next book, but we have a lot of the month left. We're in the middle of the month. I do have a couple more books I need to get to. But this is my indulgent read because everybody who read it had absolutely loved it. I am liking it. I feel like it's moving slower than I thought it was going to move though. I thought it was going to move through the story a little bit faster, and it seems to be kind of slow, to me anyway, but maybe I am halfway through it, so maybe things are going to start happening and I'm going to start going a lot faster. Hopefully I'm going to get my plan is to get a good 150 pages of this read a day so that I'll finish it in the next couple days. I think I'm on page like 225, so that's kind of like smack in the middle because it's over 500 pages. So if I read about 150 pages a day, I'll finish it in the next 2 days. That's my goal. But anyway, what Middle Game is about is it's about the set of twins who were separated at birth, but they were created, okay, I'm kind of confused on some things in this, but the set of twins were actually created in a lab by an alchemist, and they were created to hold some sort of code or some sort of magical ability. I'm not sure exactly what's in their brains, but like there's something special, magical. There's something in their brains that they were created to hold. I don't know. But it was too big for one person, so they had to create a set of twins, and each twin got half of this magical thing, this code, I don't know what this code thing is, but it's in their brains, okay? So they were separated at birth. They're not supposed to know that the other one exists, but then they end up having some kind of quantum entanglement, and they end up being able to go into each other's brains from like across the world. And so they're kind of like pen pals, but they're like brain pen pals. Like they can like jump into each other's heads and like have conversations and see things through the other person's eyes and stuff. So there's that. So it's them kind of trying to figure out their lives. It basically seems like their life story of these two twins growing up, trying to figure out why they have this imaginary friend that seems real, and they each kind of think the other one's imaginary for a little while, but then they realize that they're not, the other person isn't imaginary. I don't know. I'm a little confused as to where this book is going. I'm not sure. But like there's this alchemist that created them is still trying to control their lives a little bit, and they're confused and I'm confused, which is okay. I think I'm not going to be confused forever, but anyway, so this book is pretty good. High five. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, yeah, this book's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. I'm going to keep going. I hopefully finish it in the next 2 days. Then after that, the next challenge is to read a book that intimidates you, and so I'm gonna pick up Caliban's War and try and finish it with the rest of the month that I have left. This book is kind of just a beast, and it's huge. It's science fiction. It's the second book in the Expanse series. The first book is Leviathan Wakes. It's behind me right there. So this one is just so big. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take me to get through this, so I want to try and finish Middle Game as fast as I possibly can so that I have plenty of time to get through Caliban's War by the end of the month. So that's the plan. So then after Caliban's War, the very last book I need to pick up is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I feel like I could read this in a day. It's very short, and it's Neil Gaiman, and it's fantasy, so if worst comes to worst, I will spend the last like week and a half reading Caliban's War, and then just like binge read this all night, like the last day in July if I absolutely have to finish it, because it's just short and I feel like I could do that. I feel like I'm gonna fly through this once I pick it up. So there you have it. I'm excited to jump into Caliban's War, hopefully by the end of the week. So I'm hoping to finish Middle Game by Thursday so that I can pick up Caliban's War over the weekend and just binge as much as I can of Caliban's War. So anyway, that's the plan, you guys. I just wanted to let you know where I was at, that I was smack in the middle of my middle book for the Book Junkie Trials, so I'm pretty sure I'm on track. I'm just not sure how long Caliban's War is going to take. that does make me a little nervous that it's gonna take me a lot longer than I think it's gonna take me. But I don't know, we'll see. We will see. So this is how I'm doing. I'm right here in the middle game, middle book, middle of middle game. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm in the middle of this whole game. I don't know what's happening anymore. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my check-in. I just wanted to let you guys know where I was at and what was going on with my Book Junkie Trials reading. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.